What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan, and joining me as always is, I was trying to think of something funny to call him, but it's just my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
The bits have ended.
I made the mistake of not thinking of a bit beforehand.
It's a glorious day. I don't have to come in on a ridiculous introduction.
Okay. Oh wait, I've got one. Okay, let's do that again.
Okay, no, let's
Joining
pretend.
me as always
Yeah, go on.
is my partner in crime, silent film actor, Conor Lawler. Fucking brilliant, dude. You did it. You nailed it.
Comedy is easy. Comedy is easy when you want it to be.
You have to trust each other.
So this is Hero Zero, Shaun. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we just generally give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally do DC, you normally do Marvel, and last week I did the question. So my question to you, Shaun, is this week, what shitty little Marvel character, some piss pot little ridiculous character nobody likes. There's no need to create division, but at the same time, I'm doing it for the bit. Shaun, Marvel, who are we doing this week?
So I've been on a kick recently of doing the Eternals characters because I was still under the impression that was coming out in February.
And then we had the shocking moment where I broke your heart and said, oh, it's been pushed back and I've never seen the light die behind your eyes.
Well, look, there are some benefits in that I now don't have to talk about the Eternals anymore.
That's one benefit.
So I was researching characters that I thought would be cool. And I wanted to stay away from like the MCU. Because I feel like a lot of those characters are fairly well known. So I delved a bit further into the past of comic book movies, and I came up with a character, Conor, one Jonathan Johnny Blaze.
Oh, Jonathan Johnny Blaze?
A.K.A. Ghost Rider.
A.K.A. Nicolas Cage.
Yes, now, it's a very cool character, and I wouldn't let the Nicolas Cage interpretation sully that, okay?
Did you not think those fake abs were cool?
I thought they were pretty neat.
Cool. I thought they were neat. Were they CGI or plastic?
I think they were just, like, airbrushed on.
Who came up with that? It didn't matter. It was Nicolas Cage. Nobody believed, oh yeah, he's ripped. That man is ripped.
But there was no need for that shirtless scene anyway, but that's beside the point.
No, go on.
I've got a full report here on Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. Let's see what the character's about. So,
okay.
Johnny was born the son of Barton Blaze and Naomi Cale, and spent his formative years growing up among the Quentin Carnival. Both of his parents starred alongside a man called Craig, aka Crash Simpson, in a motorcycle show.
Crash Simpson still is a ridiculous name, but okay.
Yeah, but we've had a man named Papa Wheelie on the show before.
We have had a man, Papa Wheelie. Big shout out to Papa Wheelie. That is a comic book reference. I would say 0.01% of people have ever even read that comic. So I'm all okay with that. Big Papa Wheelie shout out.
So Johnny's life for a time seemed idyllic.
Ah, pretty good.
Until Blaze's mother left him.
Oh no!
And took his siblings Barbara and Daniel with her, leaving him behind.
Surely she specifically left his father. Or did she leave the child?
Actually, she purposely left the child because Naomi was aware of a family curse that was on her family, on the Cale side of the family, and was afraid of the suffering that would come to Johnny as it had to her.
Your face is going to come off, Johnny. He's going to be replaced by John Travolta.
Well, to be fair, I can't. Okay, that's your challenge, is to tie it all into Nick Cage films.
Okay.
Right. So the Cale side of the family, basically, like generations ago, were cursed that the firstborn male of the family would be possessed by a spirit of vengeance and become a ghost rider. Okay? Just be on board with that, please.
Okay, I'm all in.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So Johnny's siblings were left in the care of a man named Francis Ketch. Johnny, understandably, was deeply affected by the abandonment of his mother, to the point that it caused him to repress many memories he had of her and his siblings.
I mean, it would though. Like, your mother leaves you because there's a curse, but you can't do anything about the curse. So it's just kind of like, alright, thanks.
That's it, and you're thinking at this point, surely it can't get worse for young.
No, it can't get worse.
Shortly after the loss of his mother, Johnny would also lose his father to a stunt accident.
I thought he was rock solid. I thought nothing was going to happen to that man.
And ironically, he was adopted by Crash and his wife Mona.
That's pretty good.
That's it. So Crash and Mona hoped that they could hide the truth of Johnny's past and fabricated a slightly less tragic backstory for him.
But how old is Johnny at this stage? Sorry.
He's like, say, 10-ish at this point.
So they're just giving him a whole new backstory. Like,
well, yeah,
he's not young enough that you could fool him.
No, but he's repressed a load of memories of his mother. So,
of course.
like, he's aware his father died in a motorcycle crash. But they're like, okay, we can at least make him think that his mother loves him.
Okay. That's the mission plan. It's on a big whiteboard. Make him think his mother loves him.
He's there in the room as they're drawing it on the whiteboard.
Now, Johnny, your ma thought you were absolutely great. She didn't really, but let's not keep that under wraps. But she fucking thought you were amazing.
On that one, Johnny.
Keep stuck. Wait, no, I whispered to you. I said the quiet bit out loud.
So they told him that his mother, Clara Blaze, had died. Yeah, look, it's better than being abandoned, right?
I suppose, literally, yeah. If your mother's just like, nah, I'm taking all of your siblings except you, you're a bit of a weirdo.
So Johnny grew up happy among the Simpson family and grew closer to his foster sister, Roxanne.
Lisa.
Is that a Simpsons reference?
I was hardly going to let that sit. It was sitting right there, Shaun.
It was, to be fair. Simpson, that entices a few jokes.
You said he grew up living with the Simpsons. Like, alright.
Yeah, but, look. Okay, I'll allow it.
Am I elongating this report by just being a devil?
I'll be honest, it's 7 pages long, Connor.
Oh no, I'm going to stop.
Connor's going to turn off his mic. So grew ever closer to his foster sister Roxanne, leading to their relationship growing beyond a familial sibling bond as they fell in love.
Oh no.
And I can't stress enough that they're not related by blood.
Okay.
He just lives with them.
But he still thinks that they're kind of related though.
No, he knows that both of his parents are dead and that he's no relation to Roxanne, and so it's all fair game.
Oh, so that's anytime you ever hear a love story where someone has to say, no, it's all fair game, means there's something suspicious going on.
Like, it's like technically it's fine, but really it's a bit odd, isn't it?
If you start the relationship with, technically it's fine to have this relationship between us.
So Johnny remained blissfully unaware of his connections to multiple mystical forces and grew to follow his parents and the Crash into the family business. During this time, Johnny had come to see Crash as a father and had been taught to ride and perform stunts on motorcycles, with Crash hoping that Johnny would follow on in his legacy.
Okay,
when Johnny was 15, this dream came to an end.
As with all of his dreams so far.
When Mona Simpson was killed while practicing a stunt. On her deathbed, Mona asked Johnny to quit riding, and Johnny promised her that he would.
He like pinky sweared her.
Absolutely, yeah, like full on double pinky sweared.
No, oh my god, double! Jesus. Okay.
I know. Johnny would continue to refuse to take part in any motorcycle shows for the next 5 years, placing a strain on his relationship with Crash, who remained unaware of the reasons behind Johnny's refusals.
So they didn't know that their two technically children were in a relationship?
No. They kept that well hidden. And
well, technically it was okay, but it wasn't emotionally.
No, like they wouldn't have like blessed it, you know.
No.
So Crash remained unaware that Johnny had been keeping up practicing motorbiking at night and had honed his skills to the point of surpassing his foster father.
Oh, okay.
So Johnny, as you said, was also keeping other secrets, such as the nature of his relationship with Roxanne. And Johnny would soon come to learn that Crash had developed cancer and was going to die from it. Which prompted Crash to ask Johnny one more time, just take over the stunt show. Like, let the stunt show continue. That's my legacy.
It's his dying wish.
It's his dying wish, but Johnny continued to refuse, based on his promise to Mona. And this disappointed Roxanne.
See, he's caught in a rock and a hard place there. It's the dying wish of the daughter or the dying wish of the father.
Sorry, it's the dying wish. The mother is the one who died. The daughter is fine.
Oh, apologies. Sorry, the dying wish of the mother then.
Yeah, and the dying wish of the father, but he's already promised to the mother. So, what do you do?
It's just there's not a good communication link between everyone there other than Johnny.
No, it's your classic, multiple deathbed last wish triangle.
And there's you don't often see that plot point in some sitcoms, but it's coming up here.
So Johnny was unable to live with the idea of Crash dying and chose to study the occult, hoping to find a mystical way to save his foster father.
Okay.
The magic that Johnny discovered included a spell to supposedly summon Satan. However, the demon that Johnny actually raised was in fact Mephisto.
Who we have discovered is the devil of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, Mephisto is the devil. Look, there's also a real devil, but Mephisto calls himself the devil and he calls his domain hell because he finds it intimidates humans.
I think, you know what, up until this point I always thought Mephisto's pretty cool, but just that explanation makes me think he's just kind of a guy who's like, Mephisto's my new nickname, I'm the devil, and everyone's kind of like, alright Greg, alright chill out. It's like, no, it's Mephisto now, call me Mephisto, mom.
He's an absolute shitbird in the comics, it's amazing.
Okay.
Mephisto and Johnny made a deal which cured Crash of his cancer as long as Johnny would promise to serve the demon.
Yes.
So, despite the deal, Crash would die almost instantly after.
While he's shaking hands with him, Crash is behind him blowing up.
Well, he attempted to set a new world record with a 22-car jump.
Of course he did, because this poor man's after giving up his soul, and Crash is like, look at me, I'm fucking pissed. I'm drunk as shit and I'm flipping over cars.
Johnny was devastated by Crash's loss. We're laughing about it. He was devastated.
Oh no!
While seeking to honour the memory of his foster father, he made the jump himself.
Oh, okay. So he's back in.
He's back in. He's back as a stunt rider.
Right.
Johnny then came close to losing his soul to Mephisto, had it not been for the timely intervention of Roxanne, proclaiming her love for him and temporarily driving Mephisto away by the purity of her love, which, as we've established, is technically fine.
Yeah, it's so pure. It's technically... Mephisto's like, no, it's not about the love. Mephisto learned it was just like, this is fucking weird, even for me.
Nothing to do with this.
I'm a fucking devil who has a hell dimension, and even me is like, I mean, it's technically fine, but it's not. Stop making me feel good, guys. Come on.
I feel uncomfortable with this, and I'm the devil.
I want to leave. I feel uncomfortable within myself.
So, after Crash's death, Johnny transformed into Ghost Rider for the first time.
Okay.
Now, originally he believed that the skeletal form that he now possessed was a demonic manifestation of the evil within him. He soon realised, however, that this was not true, and the thing that he turned into at night was a completely different entity that had bonded onto his soul.
Right. So can he remember what he did?
He can. So it's this weird relationship. I'll touch on it more in a bit, but at the surface, think like Bruce Banner, like early days Bruce Banner and the Hulk, where he used to just transform into it at night.
Okay.
But Johnny can still like influence the decisions. He still has a hand on the wheel.
That kind of reminds me of maybe Venom. Maybe a little bit?
Yeah, where it's almost like split personality in a lot of ways.
Okay.
So Johnny became involved with a motorcycle gang who called themselves Satan's Servants. Their leader...
Mephisto knows them.
Absolutely. Well,
you serve me, guys. I'm the devil.
Well, keep listening, Connor.
Do not go to that fucking circus. There's some weird fucking loving going on there, and I'm not interested.
It's against God. That's right.
And Johnny pops in and is like, technically it's fine, guys. Don't worry.
So, as the Ghost Rider, a man named Curly Samuels gained the Ghost Rider's trust. Bear with me, dude.
Go on.
Up until Johnny learned that within Curly's body was the soul of Crash Simpson.
My head is in my hands. Sean, say that sentence again.
Within Curly's body was the soul of Crash Simpson.
Makes sense. Comic books are perfect. You know what? Comic books are lovely. They're better than whatever else people like.
So at this point, I'd like to say Ghost Rider's been around for a while, and he's had a lot of stories on a lot of writers. Okay,
that's fair enough. But just that sentence got me. But go on.
So Mephisto had enlisted Crash in his efforts to gain a full hold of Johnny, and offered Crash new life as long as he betrayed his adopted son. Which was
Crash has turned on him.
Crash has turned on him. However, the Ghost Rider was able to reason with Crash, reawakening his love for his adopted son and his sense of honour. Crash would then sacrifice himself to protect Johnny after Johnny promised to protect his daughter Roxanne.
Oh, he'll protect her.
Oh, he'll protect her all night long.
It's getting him away from her. That's the fucking issue.
He's on fire, boy.
Crash, he's made of fucking bones. He's just a skeleton and he's in love with your daughter. Technically fine, but still.
Technically fine.
He just has a shirt that says technically fine.
So Johnny in time came to find that his demonic half, Ghost Rider, was able to exert more and more control over both his actions and his personality. Because of this, Johnny was unable to keep up with his career as a professional stunt rider and lost the title of World Champion Stunt Rider after a series of losses.
That's the most noble title a man can have, and now he's lost it.
So Johnny went on to rejoin the Quentin Carnival, although he didn't remember it from his childhood. So while at the carnival, Johnny had to fend off an attack by a being named Centurious. All you need to know about him, he's a man with no soul, so Ghost Rider's powers don't work on him.
That's actually a pretty good story point, to be fair.
It's actually pretty neat, yeah. But he learned in this battle the name of the demon bonded to him, which was Zarathos.
Right.
Zarathos was a spirit of vengeance, they were originally designed to protect humanity, but some of them fell, and are now employed by Mephisto basically to cause shit.
Employed. One of them's a plumber. one of them's a mechanic. One of them's then he's just he attaches to humans and goes on maybe a death spree, something like that.
Just every so often. But basically, Mephisto defeated Zarathos ages ago, and now he just tortures him by attaching him to the souls of regular mortals. And he just does that over and over again.
This soul has its own personality, and it's attaching itself to Johnny's personality. And then, are they alike, or are they really set different in personality type?
They're it's weird because they both influence each other, is the thing. So it's this weird blend of both of their views. Zarathos is more ruthless, and Johnny has more of a sense of honour. So that combines into having a sense of honour about being ruthless.
Right, okay. That's fair enough.
So Johnny and Zarathos' struggle for control of his body would continue until the return of Roxanne Simpson, who Johnny had left because he was I am putting you in danger by being a fucking flaming skeleton.
That's gonna hurt if we have to sleep beside each other.
It'll hurt very much, Connor.
It's going to hurt me emotionally to do this, but it's probably better in the long run.
It's less third degree, you know.
Yeah, technically fine, this relationship, but I think we should end
it. So Roxanne sought Johnny out for aid when a small town had been overrun by Centaurus and another demon. During the fight, Centaurus and Zarathos were trapped in a crystal designed to hold spirits. So Johnny is now free from the Ghost Rider curse.
Right, and he just turns back into Johnny then.
He just becomes regular Johnny. He's a regular man. He settles down and has 2 children.
Right, okay. And who does he have the children with? Because I'm hoping it's not somebody we know.
There's a famous song. It's called Roxanne.
I was assuming it was Roxanne. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, he's found love. He has 2
married
kids.
Roxanne, had 2 kids with her, and all was going fine until, because it's comic books, he became Ghost Rider again.
I mean, that was never not going to happen.
That's it.
It's just, they've written him to have the happy ending. He went into battle, the demon got taken off him, and he's like, immediately, I don't have to capture souls anymore. I'm going to live a happy life. And then, 5 years later, they have to sell some comic books, and a writer comes in and goes, we need to bring Johnny Blaze back, somehow.
Yeah, like in the meantime, various characters took up the Ghost Rider mantle, but none were as successful as Johnny Blaze. So then, fast forward to, fairly recently in comics, it was in 2017, there was an event in Marvel called Secret Empire, and in this, the city of Las Vegas was destroyed by Hydra. So after that, Doctor Strange is using magic to restore Las Vegas to how it used to be. However, in doing this, he opened a magical doorway, and Mephisto used that to invade Earth.
Right.
And then Wong, who's Doctor Strange's assistant, devised a plan to help him and assembled a team we've discussed briefly on Movie Mondays, which is the Midnight Suns.
Okay.
Of which Ghost Rider is a member. And there's other members like Morbius, Doctor Strange is a member, and then a werewolf is also a member. It's a
just a werewolf.
There's just a werewolf. Well, it's Werewolf by Night. He's called. It's a fucking thing.
But you know what that is? That's technically fine. To have a werewolf on the team is fine.
Absolutely. I would say it's not even technically fine. It's just fine.
It's just fine, and we're not going to judge him because he's a werewolf.
Very few things are technically fine, Connor.
Very few. They'd have to be almost finely not fine to be technically fine.
So, as part of Wong's plan to defeat Mephisto, Ghost Rider confronted him head on. So Ghost Rider just bikes straight up to Mephisto. And as expected, because you'll remember, Mephisto controls Zarathos. He's able to bind him to humans. He's also able to unbind him. So
makes sense.
Mephisto lifted the curse from Johnny, making him immortal, and killed him.
Oh.
But here's what they planned. So Johnny's soul was sent to hell. Okay, Mephisto's dimension. And also Zarathos was sent to hell.
Oh, I feel a breakout coming. So there's going to be a team up.
There is. So Johnny convinced Zarathos to help him on a journey to Mephisto's throne, since it was vacant because Mephisto was fighting Doctor Strange.
He's busy killing people.
Exactly. Johnny effortlessly usurped the throne and became the new king of hell.
Fucking hell. Alright.
So, using his new authority, Ghost Rider turned Mephisto's minions against him and freed the souls that were imprisoned. He additionally empowered Doctor Strange so that he could defeat Mephisto one-on-one. Even though Mephisto managed to escape and returned to hell, Johnny defeated him with the help of an army of spirits of vengeance from across time.
Because they're all mad that they've all been captured.
Yeah. So
right, that sounds like a really good comic.
Yeah, it's such a cool comic panel because it's a bunch of Ghost Riders from like different periods of history.
Ooh,
and they all have different modes of transport and things like that. It's class.
One's on like just a carriage, With some horses there, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
One's on a penny farthing.
One is just like the Wright brothers. It's a plane.
But it's not very good. It takes a while to light. I have to pull on the yoke a lot of times. The rotor takes 45 minutes to get going. But eventually, I'm coming for souls. Eventually.
And then like 2020, there's like a Nissan Leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop it there where Johnny ends as King of Hell. In recent comics, he's no longer King of Hell because it's hard to write that.
And once he's become King of Hell, where do you go?
Exactly. There's no threat at that point.
No.
The way they wrote it is that basically he became super like violent and aggressive. He'd kill his like allies if they did something wrong. So they exorcised him basically to take away his King of Hell powers. And on the subject of powers, Connor.
The 1 to 7, the fabled 1 to 7 Marvel rating system that we employ here on Hero Zero. We don't know why it goes to 7, we just do.
Yeah, it's just because 8 would be ridiculous, Connor.
8 would be ridiculous. 10, that's too common. It's a bit generic. Let's do 7.
So, in terms of a list of powers, first of all, he can transform into the Ghost Rider. So
that's not okay, right?
Originally, he would transform at night or in the presence of evil. However, he gained control of his transformations and can now transform through an act of will.
That's much more handy.
Indeed. While as the Ghost Rider, so when he's a normal human, he's just a normal human. But when he's the Ghost Rider, he can lift up to 25 tons. He has superhuman stamina, superhuman durability. He's basically immune to all types of earthly physical damage. He has taken blows from the Hulk. His entire skull has been destroyed and regenerated instantly. Again, superhuman agility, healing factor, supernatural awareness. So he can detect magic around him, basically.
He walks into a room, there's some weird shit here. Fucking weird shit going on.
He can manipulate hellfire. So it's a flame that can be used to burn away a person's soul or their body.
Oh, that's good. You know what? Whenever I see someone lose their soul, I'm always thinking, what about the body though? What about that?
He has sin perception, so he can feel what sort of sins you've done in your life.
Oh no! That's like a weird inverse of Spidey sense. There's not damage to him. It's just like, he's like, you fucked up when you were 12, didn't you? You're a disgusting man.
Oh, but look, it was technically fine.
And he's looking in the mirror. You sicken me.
He also has sin eating, so he can absorb any sin from someone if he wants.
Oh, so they won't remember it?
Yeah, or they'll just stop feeling guilty about it.
Oh, that's nice. I killed 20 people. Yeah, but I've eaten the sin. I'm fine. I'm absolutely grand now.
He has dimensional travel. He has mystical chain projection. So he wields a chain that can cut anything in half. It's really cool. And he has the penance stare, which is probably the coolest one. The one most people would know about is he can stare into the eyes of someone and make them feel every bit of pain they've ever inflicted on anyone in their entire lifetime, and they will feel that for all eternity.
That's I feel like that's the nuclear bomb option. That's what he pulls out at the last minute. But also, it's hard to do that, to have a character like that and not nerf him, because he's so powerful. Yeah,
and look, a lot of the time the reason is it only works when someone knows they've done wrong. Like the penance stare does not work on Deadpool, because he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
And he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of weaknesses, he's vulnerable to heavenly weapons. So anything that's like blessed can hurt him. And then also he's weak to being corrupted. So by using like the penance stare and things like that, it erodes your own morals bit by bit. So the more you use it, the more you're susceptible to do bad yourself.
Cause the more times you see like how fucked up somebody else has done, then you're just kind of like, oh well, if they've done that, what I've done can't be as bad.
I think that's the logic there. That you get so numb to these atrocities, and that's just like, what does it matter?
But speaking of all this though, Shaun, he must be like uber powerful. Like on the 7 rating system, in regards to you're reading off his stats here or his strengths, and there's an awful lot of them, and the only thing that can hurt him is something blessed in a church of some kind.
Yeah, it's really interesting, his spread. So he has an intelligence of 2, which is basically human intelligence. Strength of 4. What I like, he has a speed of 2 or 3 if he's on the motorcycle.
But if he's walking, he's a 1. He's so slow.
He has an energy projection of 4, which kind of tracks with the fire and the chain and everything like that.
Yeah.
Fighting skills of 2, but the most interesting one, durability of 5.
I suppose if his head grows back after crushing it.
He's just very hard to kill, really. And he doesn't feel pain, you know.
But actually, I thought that would be higher. I thought he'd have like 4s across the board.
Yeah, you would think, but think about it. Really, he's just a regular man in most sense.
He's just Nicolas Cage.
He's just Nicolas Cage, so not really a regular man, I grant you.
No, he's a fraud. If he's in the air, he's caught air, is what I'd say.
That's pretty good. That's.
This report has kicked ass. Yes.
Oh, that one was all right. That yeah. So he's a very old comic character in a lot of ways, and so there's a lot of conflicting information. I tried to condense it down as much as I could, but I think Ghost Rider's powers are more interesting than his stories to me a lot of the time. Like the idea of your main power being you make someone feel what they've done to others. That's really interesting as a way to write a character.
Yeah, it's like his most powerful weapon is kind of like, it's not very much like I have the most powerful punch. It's like within emotions and feelings, which is sometimes hard to convey in comic books, because sometimes like, oh, I've got this big axe. Wow, he's got such a cool axe. That's kind of the thing. But like, if you can convey the fact that like he's able to, I don't know, using the pen and stare, destroy someone's life or make them feel everything they've ever done, that is such a more interesting character building thing for any villain.
Yeah, and just as a bit of trivia on Ghost Rider that I really like, he fucking hates Daredevil because...
Does he?
Yeah, he thinks that Daredevil would be a better name for him.
He would. It would be a better name for him.
Because he's literally a daredevil.
Yeah, that's... How did that happen?
I don't know.
Stan Lee, did you come up with one? I think he came up with Daredevil first and was like, oh fuck, we've already sent it to print. Oh Jesus.
Like, what's the one, like, you said it one week on the show. It was, if you told me there were characters called Batman and Daredevil, and one of them was a thrill seeker who jumped off of buildings, and the other one relied on echolocation to get around. Yeah. And then you told me which one was which.
You're just like, oh no, they've gone the wrong way around.
So that's my report, Connor, on Ghost Rider.
I think that was a very good report. As a character that I knew of because I'd seen the first film. I don't even think I've seen the second Ghost Rider. I think I've seen the first one. And I remember watching it going, I'm not watching a sequel. But I think that he's a much more interesting character than he's probably given credit for, because those movies are kind of jokes. But as a concept of the character, like visually, he's an amazing looking character. He has a very interesting story. And it's just how you write him. Like, you could do a really interesting story with Ghost Rider. A really, like, deep, interesting story. Instead of just, he's got... But then what'll happen is you send it to the films and, like, people are like, oh, he's got flames and a skull. He's real cool with a chain and a motorbike. Whereas he's probably much more interesting deep down rather than on the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot of depth to that character. And it is just, as you say, how they're written. But for the most part, it's really interesting. I recommend people to do a bit more reading on them if they want to.
So I think that's it for this week's Hero Zero, Sean.
I do think that is
Would you like
it.
me to take us out?
I would love you to take us out, Connor.
So, if you want to support the show, you can head on over to our Patreon. At the minute, we are putting up a brand new Lazarus Pit show at least once every single month. And within that show, we do a movie review of an old movie to see if it still holds up. So, last week, we did, for January, Guardians of the Galaxy. And we went back and we watched it, and we wanted to see, is it any good? Is it a bit shit? Turns out, pretty good.
Turns out we both hate it.
It turns out we both hate it, shockingly. No, it is an excellent film, and we put up the review of that. We also have lots of reviews up there if you want to head on over. That's for $5 or more a month. It's just $5 a month, and you get access to every movie review we've ever done over there, which includes Batman Begins, Spider-Man 2, and a whole host of terrible films like Batman and Robin, Daredevil, what have we done? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Jingle
because
all
the patrons
the way at
get
Christmas.
The patrons get to choose what movies we pick, and I would call them divils. They're a bit of devilish now, picking their movies that they're not going to pick The Dark Knight, is what I'd say. They're going to obviously pick one because they think it's funnier.
They're going to pick the list of films that are on that. That are on that goddamn Patreon are ridiculous.
So we have lots of movies over there if you want to head on over there. If you give $2 or more a month, you get a shout out in the show. And other ways you can support us is by heading over to our merch store if you want some of our sweet Here's for Hire merch. We've got 3 different designs up there at the minute, so there's lots of choice. And there's hats and mugs and t-shirts and hoodies, just a whole host of everything over there at the minute. And so if you get one of them, please send us a picture of you wearing them, because I think it's awesome whenever we get something like that. And you can follow us on all the social medias. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's Here's for Hire, or at Here's for Hire on Twitter, with the 4 is the number 4, and then everything else is just Here's for Hire podcast. So I think that's it, Sean.
I do think that's about it, Connor.
So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Shaun Jamieson.
And we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.